Hi, everybody. This is Crazy Belief with Nelsa, and today we are talking about affirmations. Um, the very first show I did, it talked about just stop and be inspired. We've talked about journaling and the three best ways to do it with power and intentionality. Today is all about affirmations, and so let's just jump right in. What affirmations are and what they're not. If you take the root word to affirm, that just means to state something as though it were a fact, to be sure of it, to also create positive intention or positive energy. So to affirm that somebody actually works at your business is to say, yes, they do. So lots of good energy around that word affirm. But I think it's gotten sort of a bit watered down and cliched as a lot of self-help is out there talking about doing positive affirmations. So I think sometimes people feel like, oh, it's just one more thing and it doesn't really work. Well, Jesus probably said it best when he said, your faith has made you well. It's the belief in what you say or do that is the real affirmation. It is not the words, just not the words coming out of your mouth, not just the actual statement, but it is the belief behind the statement. And so tonight, I want to talk a little bit about how you can move forward in your life through the power of affirmations, saying things um, to yourself. And sometimes, even when you don't believe it, until you do believe it, and following through with those affirmations until you see your life starting to change. So, one of the affirmations that I've been saying um, to myself the last few weeks is, I am enough. Those are three powerful words. If you've been going through a hard time, um, feeling like you are not deserving, if you're going through feeling like you've got to work to earn um, God's favor or good things to happen in your life, if you feel like every time you turn around, the things that you do aren't appreciated or you're not feeling gratitude from other people, well, a lot of times you're not getting feedback from others that you want because you're not giving the feedback to yourself. That's something that I had to learn in this walk for myself, that I am going to get from people what I'm giving to myself. And I'm reading a great book right now. Um, and I won't give the title because it's a little racy and kids are watching this channel. But in it, the author talks about not giving a rip, if you will, and doing it with intention. So it's about not caring so much about what other people think, what other people feel. It's not so much about blaming people when your life doesn't go the way you want it to, but it's about taking responsibility. If somebody pulled out in front of you and caused you to have a wreck, they are to blame for that wreck, but I am responsible, if I'm the person whose car got torn up, to make sure that I follow through with my insurance, that I make sure that I get the repairs done. Um, things happen to us that aren't our fault all the time, but what we do about it and how we take responsibility for it is where we go from the action taking place and moving from that action to a place where we can grow and be better. So affirmations are a part of what I've taken to doing, looking at myself in the mirror, saying to myself, I am enough, and saying it to where I really mean I am enough. I don't have to apologize for my presence in the world. I'm a gift from God, is what I've been taught. I'm a gift from God. So why am I going through the world apologizing for being here? If you're one of those people who apologizes every time your mouth opens for something, that even somebody walked in front of you, but you say, excuse me, stop it, stop it, stop it. And you know who you are. I was one of those people. If you're people pleasing, if everything you do is always centered around, I wonder if they'll like this. I wonder if this casserole is good enough. I wonder if my cake is going to get eaten at the Christmas bake off. I wonder if, if I'm doing this right, and you've been there 40 years, stop it. Just stop. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're going to be stuck in some places that start leading to resentment and bitterness if you don't get a hold of that real quick. And yes, I said a hold of. You know what that means. I'm from the South. That means take action and take control of those things that are really not serving you. Get those things out of your life. Affirmations can help you to start putting positive energy behind the things that you want. It helps you to focus on who you want to be. When I say, I will not worry, um, if I say, I will not be angry, if I'm saying those things to myself, then I'm trying to focus my energy in a different way. Even better, saying that I am content. I am full of joy. I am successful beyond belief. I have more than enough. I am good enough to be in that job. I am more than qualified to be a mother. I am an excellent steward of my resources. Then you're putting energy into those things that you really want. You're focusing your mind on where you want to go, where you want to be, the energy you want to reside in, as opposed to feeling like you've got to knock down negative walls all the time. I think we've spent so much time focusing on what we don't want that it becomes very easy to get caught up in what we don't want. And speaking that only makes more of it. In my last video, we talked about life and death is in the tongue. Speak life. So speaking positively, affirming what you do want, the things that you want to see in your life. I used to say all the time when I went to a store, I can't afford that. I really like that, but I can't afford that. Well, guess what? I can't afford it if I keep saying I can't afford it. I'm not going to go into debt over things, but I started looking at things that I really wanted, saying, you know what? That right there is mine. Pretty soon it's going to be right here in my house. I love that dress. It would look so good on me. Now, while I may not have the money right then to buy the dress that I am enjoying looking at, that doesn't mean that I won't be able to get it eventually. So I started changing the way I'm thinking about myself, my circumstances, what I want, and speaking life to it. And so if you are in a place where you can't just jump from, I'm just awful, my life sucks, you can't just go from there to, oh my gosh, I'm a gift to the world. That isn't really a believable jump for a lot of us. So if you've been saying my life is crappy, then how about, there's some really good things to be thankful for in my life. There's some things that I wouldn't give back for the world. There are lessons that I've learned, even in those hard places, that I'm grateful for. That's how you begin to take negative thoughts, negative actions, and start to turn those things into positive affirmations that can move you forward. Again, it's about choosing to speak life. In your journals, your crazy believe journals that I hope you all have. And if not, please leave me a message in my email, crazybelieve4@gmail.com, which is going to be in this video. Write down statements about your life that really are specific to where you want to be, how you want to see yourself grow and develop, how you want to change where you are. If you're tired of eating junk food, I am healthy and well. I make good choices with my health and nutrition. I love to exercise, and maybe right now it's only walking, but that's getting you in the right direction. That's warming that situation up so that those things that were not can be. We've got to call those things that aren't as though they were. Again, I quote from the Bible a lot, but it's a good book and a lot of good advice in there. And whether you're a Christian or not, that's a good one. Start talking about your life and the things you want. And maybe you don't really know yet, but speak positively about that. One of my best affirmations that I go to all the time is, I am clear. I am clarifying my desires. I am knowing what I want. I am discovering what I love. I am putting good energy into uh, getting clear day by day. So, asking for and speaking clarity in your life is another great affirmation that can move you forward. If you feel like you feel phony saying it and it just still, the energy is just like, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. Those negative words come out of your mouth just before you can even stop it. It's so automatic. Stop talking. Shh. Shh. You don't have to say good things for good energy to start radiating around you. You could just not say anything. Don't speak the negative. Maybe you're not ready to say those positive affirmations. You don't really have your mind wrapped around it. Just stop talking. Sometimes I just have to say to myself, stop picking up the phone, telling everybody about how awful today went so that that energy will be released from me. Stop looking at things that get you riled up and make you angry and help you stay bent out of shape. Just stop, Um, but in the meantime, practice. You know, um, if we want to learn how to walk, we have to practice. We have to crawl. We have to pull up on things. We have to wobble just a few steps until our muscles get stronger through repetition. If we want to learn how to play the piano well, then we need to practice. In education, we say practice makes permanence. So we have to be careful what we practice because if we've been practicing negative thoughts and negative speech, then that muscle is really strong. But if we are trying to change and we want to see new things grow and blossom in our lives, then we have to practice that new way of being, that new way of speaking, that new way of thinking. We're not going to change overnight, everybody. We're not. Um, it's taken me at least 30 years to change some programming up here that I've had. And so things don't happen just like that. But the more you practice where you want to be, the more you see yourself in that light, the more you see yourself um, in those affirmations, changing into that person, changing into those circumstances, then the closer you're going to get to your goal. I promise you. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of opportunity, but it's also a matter of belief. And so I tell you this evening, thank you for watching. If you like this channel, please subscribe. Please leave me your comments below. If you're interested in the journal, please get in touch with me as well about those. And don't stop crazy believing.